If everybody had 15 minutes of fame, I wonder what they would do. Me personally, it would just be like just showing and giving the world like what fathers look like. Because I don't think that fathers get enough credit for the things that they don't have to do but do anyway. And what I mean by that is just like usually mainly just like for the stepdads. And I think we all had those positive male role models who we might not have considered like dads or stepdads. Or it could have just been like maybe like hey an uncle or something. But it just makes me think about like if you just have 15 minutes to just show off your skill, talent, and you actually got what you was worth. Not in the view of society, but like the view of the facts. And when I always talk about, things that are facts versus fiction, there's always those opinions, and then there's just the God's given universal pull that allows us to know versus to think. Because, we know that there's good fathers out here. We know that there's good guys out here, and we think that they don't get acknowledged or recognized as much. But I always try to seek truth, and I am tired, but I always want to seek truth and know, like, hey, what does God say? What does God think? Like, what is actually going to be beneficial? Like that's actually effective. You know, um, with Father's Day being, a national holiday. I mean, it's starting to kind of be like celebrated, appreciated. I mean, at least as far as in the black community. Um, I wonder like, what's good gifts? Like, what is the equivalent of a Mother's Day gift versus a Father's Day gift? Because of course, men, we're not as materialistic because we already have to work. The proof is in the pudding. But for like the difference between men and women and father and mother is really just the responsibility and the accountability. Before, honestly, when, a father, and let me just go back and say, like, a father and a mother is like, those are the sperm donors. Those are those who had, you know, reproduced. And then you have a mom and dad. But either way, just to, just kind of be, stay on context, is like, I don't think you can be a dad or mother without being a man or woman. So it's always those things under the umbrella. Is there certain things that make a man a man? There's some things that make a father a father. So it's like, imagine having a child with someone and not taking care of them. And you can be like on paper, a man, but like men take care of responsibilities. And I'm not really just like, and I'm not going to sit here and say that's the equate to like, paying bills or anything. I mean, men do that too. But there's certain things that we all kind of like fall short of. But I'm just talking about as far as like, men taking care of responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more to it than just like paying bills. You know what I'm saying? I do still feel I take like standing accountability, standing up for your woman. Making sure that she's good, not just financially but spiritually as well. Man is going to lead. And I mean, sometimes I can say, me as as a man, I don't always be the man that I need to be. But I recognize my disadvantages. I recognize my flaws, and I do what I need to do to fix them. Will it take time? Yeah, but it's still like I'm still doing the work. But I wonder like, would we rather forgive our fathers or forget our fathers because you can't be in between? It's nobody, like I said this on another episode, is that, it's not the child's responsibility. It's not the kid's responsibility to do the right thing. Us as adults, us as parents, us as men and women, we have to lead by example. So we have to be able to do the right thing because kids, you cannot tell a kid something. You can try to shelter your kids, discipline your kids, or whatever, however you feel suit fit, and there's going to be some things that they're going to still pick up. So we just have to be careful. It's like, I'm not saying just let them do whatever, but we still just have to be mindful that no matter what we do, there's going to be that point, that moment where our children are going to challenge us, and then they're going to come across certain things that we didn't teach them, and then we're going to start questioning, what do we do wrong? When it's like it's nothing. Like it's the universe. We do not know more than God. We do not know more than the universe. Like, with it being Father's Day, I look in and I say like, hey, am I being, a good father? Like, I question myself sometimes as far as I'm being a good father because I say like there's a certain thing that I'm not, in a financial position to be able to do for my son, like that I want to. Like, I make like he's good. He's healthy. He's cared for. He's protected. But as far as like things where that's kind of just like, hey, let me just, I want to build him a clubhouse or something. I want to be able to buy him a car, but it's like I'm not in that position to where I can just do that. So it's like I sometimes put myself on, a pedestal for, reasons that, I'll always had expressed is because this is a life that I wanted. And, of course, me not being, in the house, being an in the house parent, that doesn't mean I'm not a full-time parent. That doesn't mean I'm not an active parent. That just means that I'm not always available or always knowing of what's going on. So, I look at those things. I have a relationship with my father, like I always say. So it's like I don't know what it's like to not have a father. I can empathize and see. So it's like when I say, do we forgive our fathers or forget our fathers? It's meaning like because forgiveness is, powerful thing. Forgetting is a powerful thing. So I have gotten a lot of, a lot of things that come to mind, like the way that the way that I see myself as a father is different from what my son sees me as a father. But my whole point of the thing is like men who are fathers who do not have a relationship with the kids, should like when time goes on, or those of us who still have yet to have listened, will we forgive them, or will we forget them? And in my whole underline of forgiveness, it's like, of course, when you forgive, you're letting go of the anger, but you're also forgetting and disregarding it. You can still forgive somebody without staying in that space. However, do you forget it? There's a different type of there's a line between forgiveness and forgetting. Sometimes that line can be fear. Sometimes that line can be frustration. But it's either one that has to be faith to be able to forgive a father. You are releasing and letting go of those daddy issues. You are allowing yourself to relieve, like be able to stay away from the trauma. No, just take the trauma out. You're no longer going to be reactive to it. But when you forgetting is like going like just they're just canceled. Like there's no animosity there, but they're just canceled. Because I think relationships are important, and I believe that there's nothing that's unforgivable. But I do think some things are unforgettable. So with that, I just want to know the type of person you are. Men have to be men. Fathers have to be fathers. But do we forget or do we forgive? Because people say forgive and forget, but it's like, it's, you gotta do one. Because I do feel like for forgiveness can be, can be reconcilable. Forgetting just kind of be like, hey, really like redirecting. So, like I said, I just going to say the same thing over again. But it's happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. One of the rules that I always say is respect the mothers. That's always, respect the mothers. Listen to your children. Look to the elders. And seek God. Those are my top 4 rules. And if I want to put 5 in it, I would just say love yourself. Those are just like kind of like the dad rules, like men rules. For fathers, sensitive daddy, parenting book coming soon. But as always, stay safe, stay productive, and positive. All right.
And the Bay Podcast.